Hey, buddy. This is Eric Porter from Sea of Tranquility, and I am coming to you with concert review. So there's a little backstory here. I've had a pretty good year. I got to go to the historic Ryman Auditorium in Nashville to see Humphreys McGee. I've seen a lot of shows. I've got some shows coming up. I'm seeing Steve Hackett with Mr. Pardo this week. Dream Theater. I'm going hopefully to Squeaky Feet in the coming week or so. We're playing, but this one was very special. My family planned a trip to Europe this year. We have one of my nieces is studying in Barcelona, so we put together a trip, and my sister did all the work. We went to four countries, so we went to Barcelona, Spain. We went to Lisbon, Portugal, London, England, and our last stop was Paris. But obviously, this is a review for a concert, not a vacation. So, um, in London, when I heard we were going to play in London, I said to my sister just on a whim, I said, "Hey, what are the chances that there's a show at the Royal Albert Hall and that we could possibly see, or it would be something that we'd like to see?" And again, credit to her, she did all the work. And I got a text from her, and she said, "Well, there's nothing that week except Bootleg Beatles. They're a tribute act to the Beatles. I've seen many Beatles tribute acts. Rain is one that comes to mind here in the States. I believe the Bootleg Beatles are strictly overseas. I don't think they've ever been to the United States. But I said to her, hey, we both love the Beatles, and it's an opportunity to go to Royal Albert Hall. So she bought the tickets. And let me tell you something, what an experience. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, just the feeling, I bring you a lot of concert reviews, so I love my live shows. And to get to see a show at this venue was, it was absolutely amazing. It was a dream come true. I don't know how else to put it. Very ornate venue, absolutely gorgeous inside. Just looking around and seeing everything the way it's set up, again, how ornate it is, and knowing that, kings and queens have sat there to see shows. And, the Beatles spark a lot of memories for me. As much as I will say, probably Kiss was my first huge band. Um, I grew up a Beatles fan. My next door neighbor had an older sister. I think I've told this story before on Sea of Tranquility, but she was a huge Beatles fan. We would raid her album collection. And, you're talking, we weren't that far removed from when the Beatles broke up, because it was probably early 70s, 74 to 76, 77. We were 8 to 12 years old, but we played those records nonstop. And I'm sitting here in Royal Albert Hall getting to hear a Beatles tribute. And before I go any further, if you ever have the chance, and I'm sure with all the music lovers here that you would do it, you have to go see a show here. It only holds 5,200 people or in that range, but just an absolutely gorgeous venue, beautiful sound. The sound was amazing. And let's get to the show. So, like I said, I had never heard of or seen the Bootleg Beatles, so I did cheat. I went out on YouTube, checked out a few things. They're absolutely amazing. Now, we didn't have front row, but we had a pretty good view of the band. And as you probably would expect, they went through periods. And so the show would be set up where there'd be like maybe a 2-minute film that kind of went through the year or years that they were covering. And they came out in that, let's say, garb, for lack of a better term. So what you would expect. They opened, so this was it was four sets. And the first set consisted of Hard Day's Night. So obviously that video montage that opened the show was of that era of the band. And, but they came out and they had the suits for this one. So you might be picturing kind of the She Loves You era when they, wore the suit and ties. And, even the guitars, the drummer everything these guys did was emulating the Beatles. I mean, the drummer played just like Ringo, where Ringo would cross over the hi-hats. And the guitars. So I think in this period, George had the big, I'm not even the Gretsch, the black Gretsch, I believe. And in this set, John Lennon played a lot of acoustic, and McCartney had as you would expect, the violin bass. So they opened with A Hard Day's Night. So you can imagine when that chord rang out, how amazing that was to hear. Uh, so, quickly running through the set, Hard Day's Night, Can't Buy Me Love, I Should Have Known Better, If I Fell, I'm Happy Just to Dance with You, and She Loves You. And I'm hooked. I mean, these guys were incredible voices. Like I said, the period garb, the instruments, Ringo's drum set, everything is as you would expect. Just looked perfect. So after a Hard Day's Night, they went into Help. And again, they take kind of just go off stage, whatever it would take to kind of change costume. And I think with Help, they came out with kind of the black sweaters with the high necks, and obviously opened up right up with Help. I Need You, Little George, get to hear that one. They would goof around with Act Naturally. The drummer who played Ringo was always like, hey, you guys never let me sing, blah, blah, blah. And he'd try to sing just a little bit and they'd cut him off. And then Another Girl, You're Gonna Lose That Girl, Ticket to Ride, which is one of my favorites, just absolutely sounded gorgeous. And like I said, again, these guys truly emulate not only the sound, the visual aspect of it, the banter back and forth on stage, just amazing. And then they ended that set with You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. And I didn't know which, albums or periods they were going to do. And again, the Beatles, not the longest career, even though we think of them so, fondly, like one of the greatest bands or, the greatest rock and roll band ever. And then from there, Magical Mystery Tour. So, that was amazing to see. So now you got Paul with the Rickenbacker and you got George with that, kind of psychedelic guitar. They had the costumes again for this era. They opened up with Magical Mystery Tour. Probably my favorite, I Am the Walrus, was absolutely amazing. Fool on the Hill and Hello, Goodbye, and just terrific. And then again, from there, I feel like they had the video montage for Yellow Submarine. And again, just kind of in that same look. So we got Eleanor Rigby, Baby You're a Rich Man, Hey Bulldog. They played with Act Naturally again. When I'm 64, which was really cool. All You Need Is Love, All Together Now. And, again, they just had the audience wrapped. And finally, they went into Let It Be, which is one of my favorite albums, just because of that loose feel. I know things weren't at their best, but so they emulated that rooftop. Now George has the brown telly. Paul went back to the violin bass, but they had the jackets and the coats on. I've Got a Feeling, which was fantastic. Don't Let Me Down. Absolutely loved it. Get Back, Long and Winding Road. And then as they do in the video where they're talking back and forth, they kind of had George fooling around with Isn't It a Pity, say I'm working on this new song. Obviously, we know that became a solo track for him. One of an absolutely amazing moment for Across the Universe. They were just talking about the people who are no longer with us, and so everyone held up their phones. I mean, the theater was completely lit up with phones. I've got an amazing picture. So just the kind of the flashlight from your phone, and everyone held it up. It was absolutely an amazing moment. And then they ended with Let It Be. And finally, they did come back for an encore. I mean, this was a pretty long show, and they did take one intermission, and then the other sets, as they changed costumes, it was pretty quick in terms of the changing of the costume. They might have been 1, 2, 3 minutes tops. So for the encore, they did While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Hey Jude, and then The End, which was absolutely fitting. But I just want to say that this was just an absolutely incredible experience, a dream come true, getting to see a show at the Royal Albert Hall and absolutely being blown away by the show. These guys were just top notch. If you ever have the chance to see Bootleg Beatles, being a fan, don't miss it, because they were absolutely incredible. So we should have some more concert reviews for you. I know I've got a bunch coming up. I'm sure, Pete does as well. So I'm looking forward to the Steve Hackett show. But again, dream come true. I don't know what else to say. Royal Albert Hall was just absolutely incredible. So make sure to visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you can be alerted of all the content that comes on the channel. Check out all the links below, help out the channel, support the channel. But thanks everyone for watching, and I look forward to bringing you some more concert reviews. And now that I'm back from vacation, fortunately or unfortunately, I should get back to my reviews. So hopefully I'll have some reviews coming up as well. But again, just an amazing experience, and I hope others get to do that because it was just wonderful. So thanks everyone for watching. Have a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.